What's up, Living Kids? I'm so excited that you're joining with us again today. We have a really awesome service planned for you guys. We are talking about one of my favorites, Joshua and the Walls of Jericho. This story is so awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. But before we do anything else, let's stand up and worship together.
I was lost and could not see. I was searching, you found me. Your love opened my eyes. My heart forever changed. No more standing still, no more going back. Oh, your love is moving me. I came alive when you found me. I'll never be the same. Oh, I shouted out to everyone around me. I am forever changed. Your love is moving me, yeah. Moving me, Your hands reach out to me. Only by grace I'm free. Your love makes me new. I am forever yours. No more standing still, no more going back. Oh, your love is moving me. I came alive when you found me. I'll never be the same. Oh, I shouted out to everyone around me. I am forever changed. Your love is moving me, yeah. Moving me, I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive your love is moving me. 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 Your love is moving. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me.
Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized here with you. Come on now. Now this love is for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, it's more than just words, love beyond my control, out of control. What's up? This is real love, this is real love. Say this is real love, this is real love. Oh. Come on, let's say you're pulling me closer and closer. This is real love. This is real love. Oh. Staring into your eyes makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. 1, 2, 3, jump! This is real love. This is real love. This is real love. This is real love. Oh. One more time, we say. You're pulling me closer and closer, holding my heart to the very end. Jesus, I'm found in your freedom. This is real love. This is real love. This is real love. Come on. Here and now, make it loud at the top of our lungs. There's a sound breaking out, Lord, for all that you've done. And now we're turning our hearts to you. And oh, we'll never stop loving you. Come on. This will be the best time of our lives as we encounter your love again. Here with you, our hearts will come alive as we declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Come on. As we declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. From the start, here we are to collide with your love. Oh, every heart set apart just to be where you are. And now we're turning our hearts to you. We'll never stop. We'll never stop loving. Come on, let's praise Him tonight. Play it, shake it. This will be the best time of our lives as we encounter your love again. Here with you, our hearts will come alive as we declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. As we declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Come on, put your hands together. This is our time. This is our place. This is our moment to lift your name. This is our time. This is our place. This is our moment to lift your name. Oh, this is our time. This is our place. This is our moment to lift your name. We'll lift your name higher. This is our place. This is our moment to lift your name. This will be the best time of our lives as we encounter your love again. Here with you, our hearts will come alive as we sing it. We declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. As we declare your praises. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Come on, make some noise for Jesus.
This is Joshua.
Oh, hey.
Joshua was the leader of the Israelites, who God used to bring his people to the promised land.
Yeah, let's do it.
When God told Joshua it was time to take the promised land, Joshua sent spies into the city of Jericho. While those spies were in Jericho,
Come on!
they were protected by a woman named Rahab. The spies promised to spare Rahab and her family when they took back the land.
Yay!
And she hung a scarlet cord from her window to remind them of their promise.
See you soon!
Now the Israelites had crossed the Jordan and were camped near the town of Jericho.
Hey! Hello!
One day, Joshua looked up, and there was a man standing before him.
Hello.
The man said, "I am the commander of the army of the Lord." Joshua asked what the man wanted to tell him, and the Lord said he wanted Joshua to take the city of Jericho,
All right,
but that Joshua needed to follow his instructions exactly.
you got it.
Jericho was shut for fear of the Israelites.
And went home? Yeah, well.
No one came out and no one came in. So the Lord told Joshua to gather his soldiers and march around the city for 6 days.
Mark,
The priests were to take the Ark of the Covenant, and 7 priests were to go in front of it, blowing a ram's horn. On the 7th day, they were to march around the city 7 times and blow the horn. Then all the people of Israel were to give a great shout,
then what?
and then the city walls would fall.
Whoa! Yeah, let's do it.
So Joshua said, "Shout, for the Lord has given you the city." And the people did shout. And the walls did fall.
Let's go!
The Israelites overtook the city of Jericho as God had commanded.
Rahab!
They remembered Rahab because of her faithfulness. Joshua was faithful in carrying out God's commands, and the Israelites took many other cities as God told them they would.
Oh, nice!
For God will never fail to fulfill his promises. So the Israelites came to live in the land that God had promised Abraham, Isaac, Israel, Joseph, and Moses many years ago.
Good morning, living kids. It's so good to see you guys once again online. Thanks so much for joining us today. Hey, listen, today is going to be a special one because we're going to be talking about Joshua. Guys, if you don't know the story about Joshua, you're not going to want to miss it. It's really, really good. And it picks up in Joshua 2 is where we're going to start from today, okay? After Moses died, Joshua became the leader of the Israelites. God led them into the promised land. He led them to a city called Jericho. The city was protected though. It had these big, tall, high walls all the way around the city to protect it. Still, 2 spies from Joshua's group found a way into the city. They went to Rahab's house. The king of Jericho ordered his soldiers to try and capture the men because they heard about spies entering into the city. Rahab hid the men up on her roof. When the soldiers arrived, she said, "The spies have already gone. If you hurry, you may catch them." So the soldiers ran off to go and find them. The spies came down from the roof. They said, "Thank you so much for helping us. When we come back, we promise to save you and your family." Then Rahab helped the spies escape out. In Joshua 6, chapter 6, it talks about the spies coming back and returning safely. After the spies were safely at home, God told Joshua, "March your army around Jericho with the priests blowing their horns. Do this once a day for 6 days. On the 7th day, have your army march around the city 7 times on that day." Joshua did exactly what God had said. The priests blew their trumpets, the soldiers shouted as loud as they could. Then, on the seventh day, after the seventh time around, the great walls of Jericho came tumbling down. They did it. The Israelite army rushed in and took over the city. The spies kept their promise to Rahab as well. Her whole family was saved. It's amazing because, when I read this story, these folks did not know what was going to happen when they had marched around the walls. They didn't know that the walls would come tumbling down when they were screaming and yelling. And so they had to work off of faith and listening to Joshua to make sure that they did exactly what he told them to do. And so just remember this as you grow and you learn the stories and you learn what the truth is in God's word. Remember that you've got to have faith and you've got to believe to know that God keeps his promises, right? And so this was a really great example of how that works, and it puts it into action. It's amazing. I hope you guys really enjoyed the story today. Thanks so much for listening to me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, living kids.
The next day, all the Israelites marched towards the river. Help us, God. Bring forth the Ark of Covenant. Joshua directed the priests to carry the ark into the river and hold it there. Behold, the power of God. As the crowd watched, a miracle happened. The priest held up the ark, and God separated the water.
Mother, look!
Wow!
He's doing it just like Moses. God is with Joshua, just like he was with Moses.
Thank you, God. Joshua, you have to choose 12 men. Tell them to get 12 rocks from the middle of the river, from where the priest stood. Carry them and put them down where you stay tonight. From now on, your children will ask the meaning of these rocks. You will tell them what happened here today. You will tell them about the Ark of the Covenant and how the water parted when the Ark of Covenant was taken into the river. These rocks will remind Israelites about what happened here today.
Come, son, quick.
Father, look at the fish. We have to get to the other side, son. Now come on.
Come on, everyone, quick. Let's keep going. And so, every Israelite crossed the river. They set up a camp outside the walls of Jericho. It's getting late.
We are all done, sir.
That's good. One evening, Joshua was strolling outside the walls of Jericho. I have been following God's command without even a question. But how am I going to fight the king of Jericho and his army? Joshua, God, you won't need swords or armor, Joshua. You just need to have faith in me. You have to do as I say to defeat the king and the army of Jericho. Next day morning, Joshua asked Israelites to form a long line. Remember, do exactly as God has instructed. You shouldn't utter a word. You shouldn't make any sound. First, the 7 priests marched to carry a ram's horn. Then the priest marched with the Ark of the Covenant. And behind them marched the soldiers carrying their arms. They marched one time around the city. What are they up to? I don't think they are here for fighting. I think this is just a parade. But why are they doing this? Ah, don't worry. They're just fools.
and they are walking away. I wonder what was the meaning of all this. Come on, we have better things to do.
When do we attack the city, Master?
We are not going to attack it. We will march around the city again tomorrow.
What?
What? And remember, you must keep quiet. Not a word tomorrow. The only sound can come from this ram's horn. So the Israelites went to the walls again and marched around the city once. Every day for 6 days they marched around the city once, but nothing happened for 6 days. You Israelites are fools, and the biggest fool is your leader, Joshua. The people grew restless, and on the morning of the 7th day, and went to his tent. Joshua, can I come inside? Yes, yes, please. Joshua, what are you doing?
Our people are tired of this marching around the city.
We need a soldier as our leader.
Yes, a soldier who can lead us to a war. Yes, you are right. I'm not a soldier, but I have faith in our God. He won't let us down as long as we trust in Him. Today is the 7th and the last day. Who will come with me?
I will.
I'm sorry. We trust in Sir. All of us will join you.
Tell everyone we will march today.
And they did march. But this time, instead of marching around the city once for 6 full days, Joshua asked them to march around the walls 7 times. And during the 7th time around, they did something that surprised everyone. Everyone started shouting. Yell and scream to the top of your voices. Your voices should reach the heavens to thank God. Shout, for God has given us the city of Jericho. What is this? What are they doing? My Lord, look, the walls are trembling. I can't bear the sound. The sound is shaking. More noise. Yell, everyone. My Lord, look, the walls are crashing. What's happening? Run! Run for your lives! The world is coming down! Run for your life! Joshua and his men brought down the great wall with their voices. A few ram's horns and their faith in God, the Israelites captured Jericho. Joshua, thank you. Thank you so much. You don't have to thank me. Thank God. He's the one who did this. I merely followed his commands.
Joshua, Joshua.
Yes?
This is Rahab. She is the one who helped us.
Thank you, Rahab. Thank you for helping my people.
Are we allowed to stay here?
Of course you can. It will be our pleasure. Don't touch me. Stop. Stop. Keep walking. You have no right to. I am the king. No, you are not. We have this land now. When I told you that God has promised us this land, you laughed at us and you called us fools. You insulted our God. Look who's the fool now. Now walk. No, stop. We are home. After Jericho was captured, the Israelites kept moving forward and forward, conquering more and more land, all because of Joshua and his faith in God.
What is up, living kids? Today, you are back with Crafts with Carly. That's right, I am back better than ever, ready to do some fun crafts today. And for today's craft, we are going along with, of course, the story of Joshua and Jericho and the walls. And so, none other than what we're gonna do is the trumpets that they blew. Duh. So, today, it is all about, like every other day, creativity. Yes, ma'am, ladies and gents. Today, we are going to be making trumpets of our own, whatever you're feeling. So all you're gonna need for this is literally a piece of paper. It could even be any color, construction paper, white, normal paper, whatever you're feeling. Some tape, and then some markers. Any color you want, I got these colors, whatever color you're feeling today, bro. And so then, what you're gonna do, starting off today, you are going to color whatever you're feeling. As you can see, this trumpet has some nice purple squiggles and a nice chevron blue. If you don't know what chevron is, it's literally just up and down stripes. It's a big word, but it's nothing big. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, let's go in with some green. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep the paper flat at first. And you can just draw whatever you're feeling. I did a little squiggle. Let's go in with another color. Let's do some blue stripes. Again, it's whatever you're feeling. However, your creativity wants to flow out of you. That's the word. Okay, now keep going, doing whatever you feel till you fill up the whole paper so you can have a nice and colorful trumpet. Okay, kids, so after you've spread out all your creativity on the paper, doing whatever you want, as you can see here, I got this waffle-looking checkered thing right here. I got some squiggles, I got some straight lines, whatever you're feeling, whatever colors you want to go for. Now this part, you might want to follow along with me because it's how you're going to actually make the trumpet. So what you're going to do is you're literally just going to roll it. As you can see, it can be thick, you can keep it wider, or you can like scrunch it up and make it a little thinner. I'm going to go with the thinner one today. And then, like I said before, you're going to need some tape. So then you're going to get your tape, maybe normal Scotch tape, whatever your parents have for you. And then you're just going to place it on the trumpet to secure it. So now it's like circle, round, hole, so you can actually blow into it. Wow, that sounds so cool. And you know what? Today's story, this went with Joshua and the walls of Jericho. And you know what they did? They marched for 6 days, blowing their trumpets and doing what they had to do and following what God said for them to do. And then on the 7th day, they marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times, blowing their trumpets just like this. Just like that, living kids. And just remember, have trust in God. Do what he says to do and trust in him and have faith in him no matter what. Don't forget to blow your horns and show your parents. Bye, living kids.
What is up, living kids?
What's up, guys?
Today, we are back with another memory verse with Nancy Clancy and
Jimmy Butler.
Oh yeah. So today, our verse comes from Joshua 1:9.
Wait, Joshua? Yeah, I think I know where that's from. It's from the Bible, right?
Yes, that's exactly right, Jimmy. Great job.
Thank you.
So today's verse says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous."
Wait, contagious?
No.
I don't want to get sick.
Not contagious, Jimmy. Not like a virus. Courageous. Do you know what courageous means?
Oh, yeah. Courageous means to be bold and strong and have faith.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged.
Discouraged. That's a pretty big word, but I think I know what it means.
What does it mean?
It means that you are actually afraid and you're not courageous, and that you're sad and not faithful.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the opposite of courageous. But it says, do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Man, I love that verse. Can you explain it for us a little bit more though, Jimmy?
Yeah, for sure. This verse means that you should always trust in God and always have faith that He will protect you. You should never be afraid because you can always know that God is with you.
That's exactly right. So let's say it one more time all together. Ready, Jimmy?
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Awesome job, everyone. See you later.
Bye.